Okay, this is the last video for week number 2. I usually make 3 slides because the fourth session is about activity. So tomorrow, if you have classes, we're gonna do activity right away. I will leave the responsibility to you to watch the videos. This means that even if you're absent or you were not able to catch up with the lesson, you can still go back to the videos for theories. Remember, the videos are important because that's where I will get quizzes and exams so that you'll have an understanding and get a good score on your exam. Okay? So, most likely, this week when we come in, we're going to do activities or we're going to catch up with the quizzes and then everything related to the videos. You know, week 1 video, week 2 video. Hope you watch them. They're just quite short. And believe me, you will enjoy them if you love learning. Okay, let's start. So, as usual, for the week, actually, this is for the whole month, the learning content standard meaning, remember what I told you, class? Content standard means that it is what you need to learn. And this is for the whole quarter. So, it's theories of management. Performance standards means that you should use what you have learned. That's the performance standard. And for the week, this is what we will understand the roles and functions of managers. It's so exciting, right? I gave you real examples of roles and how a manager thinks, how he functions. And this last video is quite very informative as well. So let's get on to business. This is our book, 34, 37 page 34, 37 pages. So the output for the week is role play. I'm going to talk about this tomorrow. Don't worry. I hope you read it. You watch the details about this. Now let's go to a brain teaser and motivation part. So let me ask you, how important are interpersonal roles? Oh, there's double L. That should be one L. Sorry. Let's correct that in your mind. And yesterday we talked about interpersonal or the last video. And yeah, that was this morning. I recorded that this morning. Interpersonal, decisional roles, and what? What's the middle part? Decisional is the third part. It is interpersonal. That's it. Information. Informational roles. Yeah. And we had emails, uh, example emails for you to see how a manager should think and the roles of a manager through actual conversation through emails at least. Since I don't have any recorded conversation for my actual work. Yeah. So think about that. Next, that you need to think about, just pause the video so that you will what? Have time to think. And that's the good thing about a recorded teaching. You can pause it and think, absorb. Can an introvert be a manager or the least middle level manager? So the introvert people are shy type. If you're an introvert, or the opposite is can a happy go lucky person be a manager, mid manager, or supervisor? What do you think? Pause this video, think about it. Excuse me, it's quite cold. One more question. Would you rather work in a team where a manager focuses solely on achieving results? Or or a team where the manager prioritizes fostering a positive work environment? I guess the first one is like a manager just get your goal here. No matter what, get your goal, work hard. But the second one would say, hey, come on, it's more on uh, motivational manager. What would you prefer? And I think it should be balanced, don't you think? Let's discuss skills of a manager. Now, this is quite long because of the examples, real life examples, but you can have fun. Skills is the ability to perform a specific task to achieve the desired results. A manager must have three set of skills: technical skills, human skills, and conceptual skills. Oh, so we have a lot of management theories, right? Did you have fun with them? And now we'll talk about skills. This is related to performance tasks. So how does a manager act, use his brains and transform it into what? Into action. That's skills. Let's find out. First is technical skills. This pertains to the abilities of expertise to do the job required. For instance, a marketing officer must know how to analyze customers and satisfy their needs. Okay? So technical skills has something to do with what? Research, study. It also has something to do with technology. Managers should know how to use technology, and a manager should know how to do research, do market study, study his employees so that he can get the best result. Technical skills. Human skills on the slide. This performs interpersonal skills or the ability to work well with other people. This skill is essential in handling and addressing individual differences and challenges tasks required among members. When you say interpersonal skills, I would like to note it's not that you're all too kind. You have to draw the line between a stubborn employee and a kind employee. A stubborn employee has to be disciplined because you have to be fair with good employees. You don't let bad example rule or be an influence in the team. When I'm a manager, what I would do is suspend an employee. Yeah, especially those gross neglect. When I'm working right now, I think there are a lot of gross neglect, and you know, how will I say this? It has to be addressed. And when you talk about human skills, it also means that a kind employee doesn't mean you have to give favor to them. Okay, because there are people who pretend to be kind because they want something from you. And when you're a manager, I know not all of you have to understand this. You're on top because I can speak based on my not only experience but my first professional profile. Manager, when you're above, a lot of people will be kind to you because they want something from you. That's how it is when you're on top. So when you're a manager, remember that. Don't be so like, wow, this person is so kind, gives me gifts, he touches me. When you're a manager and you are a manager who doesn't know management theories, like I'm teaching you right now, class, you will fall in that trap. You're gonna be abused as a manager, used, and that's happening. People go up the corporate ladder because they know how to kiss the manager's feet. Some managers are so proud of that, but what? That's integrity. You don't have integrity. So human skills means not to be kind because people are kind and not too harsh because people are unkind. Manager or what? They have to know the balance. That's why there's a difference between a good manager and a poor manager. Conceptual skills. This pertains to the ability to think critically and analytically. Conceptual skills are characterized by the ability to see the big picture, understanding the interrelationship, and analyze the cause and implications of actions or situations. Meaning, you don't make judgment based on initial findings. You make judgment, you make decisions based on the whole study, looking at every angle, unbiased. Okay, that's very important. Again, that's why there are good managers and there are so below par managers. We have to decide where we are. And in order to have conceptual skills, you have to be trained for that. When you're a manager, there are going to be a series of trainings, development, further study. When I was a manager, uh, assistant to the CEO, we always have this monthly, bi-monthly, yearly, formal training. It is like a skills training. It is equivalent to what? TESTA training in Institute for Education or seminars, webinars, but us, it's real training. 1 week, 2 weeks, we have done. Why? We want to be the best conceptual thinker as a manager. That's important. Ability to see the big picture. That's why if you're a manager, you don't have a small mind, you have a big mind. Example. I just thought about an example. So two of your employees are fighting, then one employee is your favorite, the other is not. Then you say, okay, the person who's not your favorite, automatic is the bad one because you can get along. So you're thinking that other person can get along with other people. That's not conceptual skills. That's zero conceptual skills. Find out what happened, regardless. No bias. Now let's integrate the two lessons, role and skills, because we talk about the role of the manager and the skills. The role is they are informative, they develop interpersonal, and they make decisions. Skills is how do they make decisions? How do they execute information? Let's go and integrate them. Technical, human, and conceptual skills needed in a manager should relate with the manager's different roles mentioned entirely or earlier, namely interpersonal, informational, and decisional roles. They should come together. So the roles are you give it, if you're a manager, your job is to inform people, make good decisions, and have make a good team. And the skills needed for that is you have to think outside the box. Okay, you have to be a uh, person, person, or you love people. It's your manager. You handle people, and you are knowledgeable in terms of what skills, not only technical skills, but how to deliver, execute operation. And we're gonna put that together. So interpersonal roles involve social skills, which include the following: knowing how to gain the cooperation of others, people respect you, learning to adjust to different personalities. If they are not with you, like in school, I don't eat pork, and you're the leader, would you offer pork only for food? Okay, there are different personalities. I don't go to work on Saturdays, but will you, as a manager, implement work on Saturdays? Because you have to adjust to different, not only personalities, beliefs. Okay? And if that belief doesn't hamper or is not what you call undermining the mission and vision of the company, then you should consider adjusting to that different scenario or personality. Communicating clear messages and intentions. Yes, when I was in the industry, I always say, we are trained to ask, do you have any questions after a meeting, after instructions? So we usually ask, do you have any questions? But we don't stop there. What part of the message do you not understand? But we do not stop there. We also ask, what part of the instruction are you not able to do? Okay, so we're talking about skills. And then, do you understand how to do it? Do you know what to do? Those questions should be asked. That's how you communicate with message. We do not assume. I was a manager. I'm giving examples of my personal experience because I'm really call this fitted for this subject because I can really relate to it. So we're communicating with your employees as a manager, as a leader. Do not assume that they know already. Go always for the basic. You do not ask, Do you understand? You ask what part of this list do you not understand or you cannot do? Then you check for understanding. It says here there's the reformatting of blah blah. You know how to do that. You see, every message should be clear. You do not assume that, oh, you know that already. Okay? If your employee says, I know that, sir, okay, can you tell me how you're gonna do it? Ask them to explain it. That in that way, you'll be able to check for understanding. Be appreciative and respectful of people coming from different backgrounds. Yeah. Whatever it doesn't really matter if your color is black or white. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, true. So that's also related to, I think, letter B. What else? Motivate, build people. I know a lot of people who know how to motivate employees. There's a difference between motivating people or patronizing them or just being sarcastic. People can feel that. When you motivate people, you can, like, you know what strengths they have, and you are gonna appreciate that strength. It's one way. Guiding people in their work to achieve a common purpose, right? So that, everything won't be like brains scattered all over the floor. What you need to do is what? You make sure that they're on the right path. Like for an employee or for a teacher, how do you know that they're on the right path? If they pass their daily lesson plan according to deadline, they are not late, they're not absent, and if they're manifesting that behavior, what are you gonna do? Guide them to the right path. Because the purpose is a good teacher is not absent or late unless there's a pretty good reason, not fake reason. Or a teacher always have a lesson plan because according to my training, no a lesson plan, you did not teach anything. So lesson plans are important. We guide people. As a manager, we know the roles of our employees, their schedule, and what are their weaknesses and strengths. And we cannot guide them if we do not know that. Okay, second is to perform information roles. Ah, manager must learn to develop specific skills such as the following for information. Identify the key information. And this is how you disseminate information. Okay, so identify, know, what kind of information is it required to tell the people, also identify inaccuracies of information, keeping track of progress of desired activities, using proper medium or media for communication, being proficient in basic communication applications, disseminating information clear and timely. Okay, let me summarize that information. Give the permission, make sure it is accurate, it is already final, and it doesn't have biases or it doesn't have mistakes or errors. So as a manager, make sure when you speak, it's accurate, it's final, and it is good for the company. That's the summary of that. It's a lot. Go through it, but it only means that when you speak the truth, you speak something that will help the company and help the employee, and the decision is based on facts. It's based on what is required. There is certain information that you do not have to tell the employees, and there is certain information that you can tell the employees. So it's not like when you're a manager, you don't just open up and talk about anything. No, you are in a position to build people. So you don't talk about bad things. You only talk about discipline for a particular person, closed doors. But you don't talk about bad things in front of all the group. You only give things that will build their career, build the company, and make sure that they are successful. That's the summary of it. Decisional roles. A manager will require cultivating the following. So you make decision, what's required? Identify the main problem, its causes, symptoms, and effects, and impact. Okay, sorry. So, what do you think the skill here is? Learn to identify what is wrong. How did it happen? How can it be solved? And who are affected with a certain situation? And here it's defined as a problem. Managers should know that what to do, providing solutions, alternative, not only one solution, several solutions, and we're gonna consolidate and choose the best. Okay? You determine specific criteria, weight, advantages, disadvantages of the solution. And see, it's just the same as letter B. When you provide solutions, provide all the possible solutions and take the best one. Because the keyword there is advantages, that's the best one, or disadvantages, that's the one that you don't choose in terms of the options you're giving. Committing to a decision to choose the best alternative course of action. Of course, when you make a decision, there's what you call the effect of your decision and how you're gonna implement the decision. That's the course of action. So you have to also consider different courses of action based on the situation, type of people, and based on the gravity of what you're trying to resolve. A lot of stuff, right? As a manager, don't worry, because when you're a manager, before you become a manager, you have to go to the ladder. A manager who does skip that, like you're an ordinary employee to a manager, you're gonna fail because you were not trained for that. You skip, the typical process of developing the strength through the years. But if you climb the corporate ladder properly, corporate ladder meaning you got promoted step by step, don't worry. When you reach that level, I know for a fact because I already reached the highest level in my career when I was in the industry, you are prepared for it. Usually, those who fail as a manager are those who are sip to the boss. That's why they get promoted. They don't have the skills. They were not built for it. That's what happened when you get promotion out of what? Friendship, not out of skill. Then fail. So you're gonna be worried what kind of decision you're gonna make, right? But if you were coursed properly, don't worry. You're gonna make the good decision or the best decision. Find alternative courses of action. It will come naturally. Knowing how to translate a solution out to a problem into a concrete plan. So you now know everything. You saw the big picture, the reason why these two employees are fighting, and now you're gonna find ways, steps in order for them to mend. What are the steps? Reassignment of position, changing of roles, considering the job description. The reason why they're in conflict, it's because uh, the person doesn't finish the work and transfer the person's work to the other. Then you have to realign those things. Everything has to be considered. And that's what you call a concrete plan. That is why one of your assignment is what? Work plan. And your objectives will be your concrete plan. And how you execute it will be what? Course of action. Letter B. See the picture? Being firm to implementing a well-designed plan. Yes. A leader should has, if the leader says, you go here at 8 p.m., please, because it's going to hamper operations if you do not go here on time. The employee did not go on time. What are you going to do? Course of action. Don't let it go. Be firm with your decision because it's going to destroy your reputation as a manager, as it's going to destroy the motivation of your team. When you make a decision, make sure you're firm with it, not because somebody who's your favorite violates it and it's okay. Blah, blah, blah. No, firm. That's a skill of a good man. Focus for the work. The focus for which type of skill is more critical, important varies according to the management level. It's true. All of these skills, how it's executed, how it is practiced, depends on what level of supervisor or your manager. Remember, we talked about what? First level manager, mid level manager, top level manager. Later on, I'm going to show you examples why skills are different based on the level of management hierarchy or position. Lower level managers focus more on technical skills because they're the people working close with the employees or rank and file. Mid-level managers work with a supervisor, training them on how to handle people, implementing policies, make sure that the company directives or organization is being followed by the supervisor so that the supervisor or first level manager can translate it to the ordinary employee, middle level. And the top level, of course, they're the main decision makers, make sure that the company will survive. Focuses on changes that goes up the corporate ladder that affects the whole business. So they don't worry about the problem of the supervisor. No, they worried about the problem of the company. That's top level. Mid managers worry about operations of the supervisors. If they make sure that their supervisor take care of their rank and file, and the supervisor makes sure that the company is in business, operates properly. They're different approaches. So let me show you some examples of skills, level, responsibility of managers. Are you ready? I'll use myself as an example. Okay, if you go on this page, this is my professional page. I'm a friend of different CEOs, owners of business here, and some are teachers as well. Some are students, yeah. But let's focus on the skills that a manager should have in each level. Okay. So I'm a teacher right now, so these are the skills that are required. And usually a teacher is what? First level supervisor. Okay? And see the skills there. You develop daily lesson log, modules, instructional materials, child protection policy, SPK there. Basic stuff. Things that will help the first level employees uh, learn. And that is you, students. Next is, of course, I have other responsibilities like this is also around mid-level management. So I handle problems with regards to for church problems, debates, something like that. So that's mid-level. They address concerns regarding religious freedom. What else? Chaplain, if you have prayer needs. So this is first level manager. Now let's go to other professional experiences. If you're a first level manager, this is what you do. Coaching employees. There, you can read it there. You handle system software, technical skills so that you can monitor attendance and performance. You also interview screen employees who wants to be a supervisor. You have phone skills development, coaching. You investigate if there are problems with customers and employees, fraud investigation, and liaison for HR and other departments. You talk to other departments regarding first level employee concern. So that's supervisor roles. And you can see the skills there, things that supervisor will technically do in order to fulfill their job. That's one. Okay, see? Now that's actual practice. So if you want to be a supervisor, make sure you know this basic required qualifications, job qualification. One more. So I became a client and staff relations at Company Depot, and that's what I do. See? So you can see their interpersonal skills, decision skills, and see also what information skills. Like you're accountable for any client relationship gap. So that's decision, information, interpersonal, all in one. You take owner of your team. There you go. You oversee HR decisions. Okay. So that is what monitoring. You see, and this list goes on and so forth. See, develop strategy for team, strategy to build stronger team to client. Because that's a high level job. So from client, the owners to the company, etc. Monitor communication process. That's information skills, coach, interpersonal skills, discipline, interpersonal skills, catch-up meetings, that's decision skills, information skills, planning and development, decision skills, listen to staff feedback, interpersonal, etc. You see, these are actual job descriptions. in practice. They're not just for the book or academic purposes. Now you can see if I'm going to be a top level manager, this is one of a top level manager position. And what am I going to do? Can I do this? Job descriptions? Am I capable of making this type of decisions? Currently, class, the answer is no, you need training. But if you want to do it, at least you have a map. I have to understand how to be accountable for the clients. I have to learn to coach people, teach people. I have to know when to discipline or terminate employment because those are legal matters that you can be sued or go to jail. So you cannot make a wrong decision. See? Skills. What else? Let's go further. Also work as recruitment, admin. So I work with the recruitment process flow, and that's interpersonal skill, decision skills, and that also is information, as you provide job description, recruitment and screening, job posting, and advertisement. See? All around. Office manager there. So supervisory function, BPO environment, customer service relationship, coaching, knowledge of service procedures. Yeah, you have to know company procedures. That's very important. You have to learn how to write in verbally, compose business letters, skills letters, communication letters, written and verbally. So if you cannot express yourselves verbally, then you have to develop the skills if you want to be interpersonal skills. There you go, management skills, people management skills, leadership skills, lead, motivate, and develop team. Lab staff, I worked there as a supervisor, first level supervisor, recruitment. If you say my previous video, I handle around 5 people or 7 people, and I still have a boss that's a mid-level manager. And here I am just a first level manager or supervisor, executive assistant to the CEO, account lead, and I also know program. Now here is another supervisory level. Based on my experience, 5 years, less than 6 years. And there you go, same skills. And you can see there are no skills mentioned, but there are awards. Top Manager of the Year, Top Manager, Diamond Club, meaning Top Manager, kudos. Top Top Team Manager, Top Team Manager, top. Yes. You know why? It has something to do with the skills and the roles I function. And I do it well. I even have an employee survey that is perfect. It's the best one in the company. Nobody was able to beat that. You do that through the video, pause it so that you can go through it. So that when you dream about being a supervisor or a manager, then I have to learn about quality assurance. I have to learn about how to become a team manager, top manager. Of course, college instructor. I also taught college. These are the skills that I had during being a college professor. Also, it's a marketing director. Imagine that. Meaning I'm the boss in the marketing department in that school. Nobody is above me except the owner. He's also head of the HRM, department head. Requires again top skills. Interpersonal, just like we discussed. Informational, decisional. Okay. We need technical skills and other skills as mentioned in our lecture. Pause this and you can browse through that. So coach, my starting career there, developing people in all types of sales. So that means you have to have good interpersonal skills, technical skills in order to improve your employee. And I also went into sales and freelance. Okay, that's it. So, through the course of the discussion, have you discovered your role in society? Do you manifest the skills of a manager in your home or personally? Think about it as a summary or synthesis. So, based on what you've learned, imagine the skills of a manager. It's not a joke because your company or organization will fail if you do not be the best manager available. To be the best manager available, you need to have the skills of a manager, the role of a manager. You understand the role of a manager. You know, you have technical skill, communication skills, decision making skills. You're not biased, you're balanced in everything. Your goal is to achieve what I have achieved: top manager, site lead, board of directors. You can achieve that if you will understand organization. Lesson 3 completed. We're done for the week. So once we meet, we're just going to do activities and quizzes because I will require to watch these videos. They are our lecture. The whole video sessions from week 1 and 2 are complete and they're ready for your disposal to learn. Take note, they are teaching videos, meaning I'm actually teaching the concepts. I'm not only facilitating it, I'm teaching them. That's why these videos are called not instructional videos, but teaching videos. They're not facilitating videos, but teaching videos. They are like me, present in the room. So watch them. Have a nice day. We're done with week 1 and 2. And this is the end of week 2 video.